y'all. Okay, I'm getting ready to cut the soap that I made yesterday. The soap I'm calling Loving This Spell. It is a dupe of Victoria's Secret's Love Spell. It's actually, the fragrance oil is from Be Scented called Spellbound. And anyway, I made my no coconut oil recipe yesterday, and so let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I bought this for $10, this silicone mold from eBay. And my solution to keep it from bowing, because it's not protected, it's not standalone, was to encase it with some foam board. So I just need to take that off from there and remove it from the mold. This is really easier because I can just move these apart and release the seal that's on the side. And then push ever so slightly to remove the... Just gently remove it until it comes out. It's upside down. Okay, now this is a bit soft on the bottom, just a little bit, so we're going to cut it in just a little bit. Here we are. I'm getting ready to cut it. Just need to get one of these paper towels to hold it while I cut it. And I need to cut it this way first. Had the wrong direction. Coming from here. Makes a difference now. Trying to line up these hearts here, so I get it correct. There we go. How's that? Wow. I seem to be cutting the tips of my hearts off just a little bit, but it still looks okay. I'll just clean up that a little bit. But there you have it. Well, I didn't have 7 of these. I only did 6, so my planning should have, next time I do this, I'll make 7 of the little heart inserts to go on the inside as well as 7 on the outside. That way I can be better prepared. And there we go. And if you noticed, this one is a different color because it's a different cheese slicer. I'm thinking of ordering a cutter from Bud Hafner's son-in-law or the Plowboys account on Etsy. And I get to, he's working with me and letting me send in payments until they get, until I get it paid off, because I can't forward it out and out. So I'm going to work on a payment plan for that. And my goal is to have 2 eventually, but right now the first one is a goal for 1 to begin with. So far, these are turning out pretty good. Now, I don't know what happened here. on that and another one. It just seems to somehow I caught the very end of it and it wasn't straight. It must have fallen sideways, but for the most part, these stayed up in the direction I wanted them to. And almost at the end here. Trying to prevent it from moving around as much on me. Hold it onto it. This one only has one because, like I said, I didn't have quite enough of these heart things. So I had to space those out. And the last one. And I apparently missed the mark on that last one, because it just has one right there. Or maybe that was the last one. And this for me. I'm going to cut him in half. Little heart gets cut in half. Okay, and to do some cleaning up now. Here, see, this is different now. Anyway, these are the easiest to clean, when they don't have a fancy stuff on top and it's just swirled like this. I just, take the corners of the edge off of them. And the 1 pound mold is taller than the 2 pound mold, I've realized. I never really paid much attention to that. But I don't know if it's taller than the no coconut mold. But that blue mold is shorter than the white mold. It might be shorter than the green mold too. But that's what I realized, is that it is shorter than the blue mold. I mean, the blue mold is shorter than the white mold. And this is the mango, delicious mango. It smells heavenly. And they have darkened just a tad. I anticipated a little bit of darkening. You can see where I have some of the natural color without any in it. See how it has gotten darker. And just slightly darker. This one has been known to darken a little bit, but not terribly too bad. So, and I knew that. Aztec discontinued this particular fragrance. This was their revised recipe for the Mango Paradise. And I don't know if I can get any more. Anyway, the regular Mango Paradise they still have. But the flash point is way low on it. And I'm worried about gelling it, that it won't get the same look as I was able to get these. Because I definitely gelled these. I enjoy gelling my soaps when I can. Though if I have to, I'll put a fan on these too when I run out of this fragrance oil. And have to replace it. I'll just stick a fan on it. It won't get the same color look. Even if I had the same color. The color would be affected. It would not be as bright as what it looks when it's gelled. But it would darken because it does have a lot of vanillin in it. And it's not just, it's called vanillin because it's the thing in vanilla that turns everything dark brown. And so it just depends on how much of that vanillin is inside the fragrance oil, depending on how dark it turns. And anyway, that's a good one to look at as it cures and it darkens more. It might darken more. Because that one had a lot of of the natural color in it. And I did change out the tablecloth because I can't have this soap on top of the other tablecloth. And this is where the mold was a little too wet, and it had a hard time coming out of the mold on this particular bar. So it might be an end piece that is kept for me. And the one in the 1 pound mold just worked. Look, it's better. At first it didn't. But it does now that it's starting to darken. I really like that one. And next time I do this, I will be coming up this way with the hanger tool instead of going this way. And that's where my mistake was. I went in the wrong direction with it. And I'll just have to remember to myself. Up towards, back and forth across, up. And not up and down, up and down. And that'll get the look I was wanting to achieve. With the chopstick going across the same way. The orange in this one I think looks so neat. This is the back side. I'm working towards getting a good cutters. And after that, I'll work towards getting some planers. And when I do that, I'll potentially plane off the back side. There. And plane off that back side too if I had a planer. I don't. Not yet. So one day maybe. Small steps. There you have it. All cleaned up. Now to sit for several more weeks. Bye now.